Pundalika Varade Hari Vitthala Shri Gyanadeva Tukaram Pandarinath Bhagwan Ki Jai Mauli Jnaneshwara Maharaj Ki Jai Jagat Guru Santa Tukaram Maharaj Ki Jai Sarva Santanon Ki Jai Vitthala 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 Vitthala. A very joyous, auspicious Ashari Ekadashi to each one of you. It's my great privilege that my dear friend Lakshmi Vittal came to the idea that I could share today my own experiences and thoughts about the great pilgrimage to Pandharpur, the Ashari Wari, where people walk, dance, sing for 20 days on the road, doing everything together, eating, sleeping, bhajan, everything they do together. It's a complete Santa Sangati for 20 days, something really, really special. The Ashari Wari to Pandharpur, and it draws lakhs and lakhs of pilgrims every year, now more than ever. It's a very popular pilgrimage. So I would like to share my own experience with you about this pilgrimage. Myself, I have become a Varkari about 10 years ago, attracted by Vittal's name and the beautiful meanings of the Abhangas. I came to Pandharpur, and of course first I experienced all the functions in the temple, the artis, Kakra Arti, Shez Arti, the different festivals in Pandharpur. But the deeper I probed into the meaning of the Abhangas, this Wari was mentioned. I wanted to know actually practically as much as I could about everything, about Vittala, about Pandharpur, about Varkaris, about the bhajan, about Abhangs, everything I wanted to know. So this Wari was mentioned as something very sublime, something very important. So I wanted to go on the Wari then, because if it's so important, I wanted to experience this. So after 2 years, have gone frequently to Pandharpur, I requested Vittala to let me go on Ashari Wari. And he granted this, and in 2010 was my first Ashari Wari. And this year it would have been my 10th. So based on all my experiences, I would like to share with you this all. Especially because before I went on my first Wari, I was full of questions. I wanted to know, can I do this Wari? How renounced is it? How many kilometers do we have to walk? Where do we sleep? What are we eating? What bhajan are we doing? Where are we going to the toilet? I had millions of questions, but the very bhola, innocent, sweet Varkaris, whenever I asked them, they had only one answer: oh, it's Ananda, it's Ananda. So since it's a very Maharashtrian pilgrimage, and most of the literature I found is in Marathi, now of course with difficulty I got a lot of literature, you search, you find. So that time I came to my first Wari not knowing too many things. And now of course I've been with the Varkaris. It was my personal wish to be with them, to live with them in their midst. I went on pilgrimages with them, to various pilgrimages. I went to their houses, I stayed with them, I'm friendly with them. I wanted to live with them entirely, but and I wanted to adjust exactly to be like one of them. So for that reason, I have a certain experience after 10 years, which I would like to share with you. There might be many considerations why some people do not go to that Wari. Not everybody is a Varkari. There might be many pilgrims to Pandharpur, but only those who regularly undertake this pilgrimage can call themselves Varkaris. No? Indefinitely, it's a unique experience. So today would have been the culmination of this 20-day pilgrimage, because yesterday all these lakhs and lakhs of pilgrims, they would have entered yesterday to Pandharpur, descended upon Pandharpur, and they would have transformed Pandharpur. This crazy 3-day festival of the name of Vittala, singing his name day in, day out for 3 days, knowing that darshan and of Vittal is through his name. This tradition goes back 800 years, and we have many mentions in the Abhangas of the various saints about the Ashari Wari and also about the Ashari celebrations at the riverbed in Pandharpur, in the Chandrabhaga. As it was celebrated that time, equally the Varkaris celebrated today in a very similar fashion, almost the same fashion. And I would like to give an example from one of the Abhangas. Tsukamela's wife Soirabai, she wrote a beautiful description about the Ashari celebrations which are happening today in Pandharpur. Ananda Sohara Ashari Pandari, Ananda Sohara Ashari Pandari, Kirtana Gazari Varuvanti, Kirtana Gazari Varuvanti, Hoto Jai Jai Kara, Ananda Sohara, Hoto Jai Jai Kara, Ananda Sohara. She says, a festival of bliss, Ashari in Pandharpur. Down at the Chandrabhaga, Kirtan is roaring. The shouts of Jai, 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 a festival of bliss, is raining nectar on the Vaishnavas. No body consciousness of anybody, no other thought. All these sons unanimously call out Vittal's name, hearts overflowing. This is the arti of love. Soirabai comes rolling on the ground, taking the dust of these blessed Varkaris, of the feet of these blessed. So, such a beautiful descriptions, and this is today's day. All the population, if it was male, female, outcasts, people of any background and gender, they wanted to make the Lord accessible in their mother tongue. So they wrote everything, all the Abhangas, all the scriptures they wrote are in Marathi, just to make them available to the common people. Their aim was to let the common people speak to God in their own tongue, and so it's a very Maharashtrian, it's a complete people's movement. The special thing is that also in the Wari, everybody is welcome. Everybody is welcome. There should not be any caste or gender. There should be only one caste, that's Vittal's caste. That is, of course, really difficult to realize. Some people, we are Vittal's caste, but when we go home, people again marry their children only to their own caste, and these caste considerations, they have not really stopped. But this is actually what Varkari Sampradaya stands for: no bhed, no differences at all. And in the Wari, it is a very beautiful feeling. For me, the Wari is a pilgrimage of oneness. Who are the Varis? Who are the Varkaris, and what is the Wari? So a Wari is stands for a regular pilgrimage to Pandharpur. It means a yearly pilgrimage. It's not a thing like once in a lifetime going up to Kailash or to Amarnath. It stands for a yearly promise, a solemn, loving promise done to Vittal. I'm going to come on this pilgrimage every year. And those who go on that pilgrimage, they're called the Varkaris. Every time in Pandharpur, Ekadashis are very important, celebrated. And so we have here Ashari Wari in June, July, Kartiki Wari in November, the Maghwari is end of Jan and Feb, and we have the Chaitri Wari end of April, May. Of these 4 Waris, 2 of them are always mentioned in the in the Abhangas, this is Ashari Kartiki. Vittal says, Ashari Kartiki Visaru Nako Manza. Don't forget me, come please to the Ashari Kartiki. And of these two Ashari Kartiki, the Ashari is the most important, where the whole Varkari Pant comes together and walks these 20 days. So the next question is, how is this long procession, how is it made up? Or from where it comes from, or through which places it goes. Now, the Wari is not one group of people. It's not only one pilgrimage going. Simultaneously, there are many different pilgrimages. Many groups of people are coming from different places all over Maharashtra. Oftentimes, or mostly, it's the Samadhi places of their sons, like Trambakeshwar, Sant Nivrittinath, Saswat, Sopankaka, Muktabai, Muktabai's place from where she's coming, I forgot. They all take Tangadev, all these people associated with the Varkari Sampradaya, the sons. They approximately, depends on the distance of their village to Pandharpur, is all fixed. They measure about 20 days before, and they take the padukas, the silver padukas of their sons out, place them in a beautiful decorated palanquin, the palki, and this again is placed in a chariot drawn by decorated oxen, and then the groups from the villages, they are all going and singing the Abhangas for these 20 days, or more than 20 days. Some of them have to go 25 days to Pandharpur. All these palkis, they reach a small hamlet before Pandharpur on the Navami, on the 9th. It's called Vakari, and they all assemble there. And on the Dashami, all these 12-15 lakhs of people with all their palkis, they enter Pandharpur for the Ekadashi, for the Ashari Ekadashi. The next question I would like to address is the structure of this whole procession. How is this procession made up? It is not one single procession which is kilometer long. It's not a single group. These are small groups. Villages, some coming from the village, villagers come in a group, or they are Shishyas of one Maharaj. They form a group, and each group is called a dindi. So you have in this long procession so many hundreds of dindis, and each dindi again has people who bear different offices. Like, you have in one dindi people who are carrying the very tall, majestic looking saffron flags of Vittala. This is a symbol of the Varkari Sampradaya, these flags, the jhendas, and those people who carry the jhendas are called the jhendakaris. The Varkaris always have some jhenda in their hands, and they are rushing off with the jhenda, and they do puja to the jhenda. Yes, it is a special honor to carry a jhenda. The next, immediately in this group, so the group starts with the jhendakaris, with these flag bearers. Then comes the talkaris, everybody dressed in white, the men of course, and with little caps on their head as a sign of respect. The talkaris, they carry on a long string, the tal, and they are playing and singing. Then we have a pakwaj player, one or two pakwaj player in each dindi. The traditional instruments for abhangs are only tal and pakwaj. If you have some bhajan, sometimes in the temple they use a harmonium, but traditionally it's only these two. Then comes the Vinakari. The Vinakari, he is the most respected and experienced person of the dindi. He knows the most of the abhangas, and he is very respected. He has a small veena over his shoulder. What we, of course, in South India, we would imagine a veena, like a big instrument. It looks more like a small tambura, something like Narada's veena, and he holds that as a sign of respect. He carries that, and After the Vinakari comes the women folks, and oftentimes they carry pots with the tulsi. The whole road to Pandharpur, they're carrying these tulsi pots. They have a special honor it is to carry that, and some of them carry brass pots for giving water to the pilgrims. Some of them even carrying on their head small figures of Vitthal and Rakumai. And, so that is a dindi. Now, the most important thing in a procession is, of course, the palki. The central thing is the palki with the padukas of the saint. And whenever the palki stops forever, but for giving darshan to the villagers or for any rest, the whole procession stops. And if the palki starts to go, all the pilgrims start to walk and they start singing again. The next I would like to discuss is the daily routine of the pilgrim. How is the day exactly spent? The nityanema of the day. So if you are now in the dindi, you have to get up better really, really early, something between 3:30 in the morning and 4, because otherwise everybody wakes up. It's become such a confusion. People scampering for water, people want to take bath, the people are packing. It is just like in an ant heap. So the earlier you get up, the more peace you have, and every minute counts practically, because you have to pack your luggage and put it in the lorry, and only then you are free after that. So it's a little bit tough in the morning, I must admit. So you get up early, and you have to first go in the field somewhere for the Prata Vidi. Next, I want to tell you about the bhajans in the dindi. That was my great curiosity also. I mean, I was wondering how that big procession, in which way do they sing the abhangas? Well, first of all, the Mula mantra is Rama Krishna Hari. So we always start out with Ram Krishna Hari, and then the next, at least I do not know what they do in other, but it is the most important chant in the dindi is the chant Jnaneshwara Mauli Tukaram, Jnaneshwara Mauli Tukaram, O Jnanoba, 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 Jnaneshwara Mauli Tukaram, Jnaneshwara Mauli Tukaram. So with much love they take Mauli's name. I was wondering why only Mauli and Tukaram. There are many more sons in between, but since Mauli is considered the foundation of the Varkari Sampradaya and Tukaram is the pinnacle, I believe that all the other sons like Namdev, Tukaram, Namdev, Ekanath Maharaj and others are automatically in these two names included. So, and then of course we have another chant which everybody knows, Jai Jai Vithala Rakumai. Vithala, Vithala, Vithala Rakumai. Vithala, Vithala, Vithala Rakumai. And after singing this, we immediately start the abhangas. Now, I was confused before I went on my first Wari. I thought how they are singing. Each dindi is in a different abhanga. Each dindi sings one separate abhanga and is in a different abhanga. Although 90% of the whole Varkaris of the procession following a small book called the Varkari Nityanema. The style of singing. The style of singing is a typical Varkari style, and the melodies which they use are different. They are Varkari melodies. Now, how they have developed over the years, I sometimes wondered myself, from some folk tunes, for some of them also, some people have learned some Hindustani classical, and some, they have their typical Varkari melodies. So one person will sing the first line and the others will repeat. One is ahead and the others will repeat, and we are walking very fast. So if you concentrate on the song, you will have no body consciousness, and you will be, all your fatigue, all your pain, or your destroyed legs, you cannot feel the pain anymore. In the next question, I want to address the bhava of the Varkaris, and by telling you the different things, you must have got an impression what bhava they have, that they feel themselves as children of Vittal, that they're crying out their name, going to Dhamma here. The bhava in the Wari is definitely much more playful than you can ever imagine. These people are such innocent, happy people. They are so playful that they just behave like children. They're getting happy for the smallest thing, and the more the procession is advancing, and the more we're getting blackened by the sun and dusted out with the dust, the more crazy all these Varkaris are getting. The last week before Pandharpur, there are spectacular games arranged. They're called the Ringans. The gold ringans, the round ringans, I cannot explain you all the game rules. It's just something really, astounding. It's something really spectacular on a very big field. It's all the dindis come running in a circle, and with the procession there are two horses, one with rider and one without rider, and they call that's the Arpana of Mauli, that horse. So they're racing in a circle, these horses, and the Varkaris are going and playing tal like in a complete crazy way, lying on the back and all kinds of funny things they do. It's a spectacular thing to see a Ringan, and they're getting so enthusiastic. They climb upon each other, and from the height they're playing the pakwaj, and they are dancing. The fields are mostly muddy. It's just been rained. It's so difficult. It's so muddy. They love to just roll in that mud. Namdev Maharaj says, "Hechi maze sandhya, hechi maze dhyana, tuze paya manalago deva." He says, "You are my sandhya, you are my dhyana. I cannot think anything of that. Why should I dryly repeat a Sandhya Vandanam when I am just fully, my whole pores of my body are filled with you, Vittal? You have to just leave everything, and adjustment is the greatest thing. Adjust for 2 weeks and enjoy and color yourself in this wonderful experience." Ram Krishna Hari, I hope I could inspire you for this Wari. Thank you very much. Ram Krishna Hari.